Welcome back. Following that breaking news involving Trump's classified docs case that was dismissed, Trump taking to Truth Social, writing, quote, "As we move forward in uniting our nation after the horrific events on Saturday, the dismissal of the lawless indictment in Florida should be the first step, followed quickly by the dismissal of all the witch hunts, the January 6 hoax in Washington, D.C., as well as the Manhattan DA zombie case, the New York AG's scam, fake claims about a woman that I've never met, a decades-old photo in a line with her, then her husband does not count, and the Georgia perfect phone call charges as well."
Yeah, Trump saying the Democrat justice system coordinated all these political attacks, which are an election interference conspiracy against Joe Biden's political opponent, me. Let us come together to end all weaponization of our justice system and make America great again. Here now to weigh in, Alina Habba, legal spokeswoman for the Donald J. Trump party and general counsel for Save America. You know, Alina, we haven't spoken since Saturday, but the fact that Donald Trump is able to even send out a Truth Social because he was able to survive an assassination attempt, it's just incredible. Got to know what you're thinking at this point.
It's been quite a couple days, obviously. First and foremost, I want to thank all the Secret Service agents and everybody that made sure President Trump could be here today. That's number one. And I want to pray for the victims, those that were injured, the innocent victim, I should say. Look, at the end of the day, I think that we have to realize that the left has become desperate. We are in a state of crisis, and if we don't stop and really turn the temperature down, much like Melania said in her statement, then we are going to continue down this terrible path. And I think today's decision by Judge Cannon, recognizing that the appointments clause means something, that the Constitution means something, is a very big, legally a first step. But look, we are in a state of crisis. I'm so happy to be and honored to be at the RNC. I think now more than ever, it's critical that our voices be heard and that we unite America behind President Trump.
So, Leonie, I know you've been heavily involved in a lot of former President Trump's legal battles as well as his political activities. Have you had a chance to talk to former President Trump since the attempted assassination on his life? And if so, what was that conversation like? How's he doing?
I flew to the RNC with the president, so I've had quite some time with him. He is President Trump, the same President Trump that he was the day before, the same after. He is, I think, saddened by all of this, but I will say grateful and thankful for everybody's support. He has had such amazing amount of support that and so have we all, frankly, that it's impossible for us to reach back out to all of them. He's grateful, obviously. He knows God is good, and God's hand was definitely on him in Butler, Pennsylvania.
It might be too soon to weigh in on this, but I wonder what future rallies could look like with the former president. Do you anticipate him hosting these large crowds like he has in the past?
I do. I think that he will host them. I know President Trump loves to connect with the American people. I think that's what makes him different than, frankly, the current president. President Trump wants to connect. He wants to be with people. He will continue to do so. It has to be done securely and safely, and they will work that out. That is for sure. But I will tell you that I could never see President Trump weakening in any way. If anything, he just becomes stronger and resilient. He is the most resilient person I've ever met.
He was in an interview heading into Milwaukee there, and he said that he was very grateful. In fact, he had a speech that was prepared for Thursday, but he's now tossed that out. He has a different message now for the American people. Can you touch on that? Just sort of his change of almost a new lease on life. And I wonder if you can give us any hints as to what he will talk about on Thursday.
Oh, I would be terrible if I did that. But I will say this. I think that there is a tone change that's going to happen. The anger is one thing, but now we are at a very, very different point in time. We are at a point in time where they have become so desperate that, you know, people are trying to assassinate a former president and the future president of the United States. So the tone needs to be to unite. It needs to be to bring us together, and I think he sees that.
Yeah, Alina, is that right? You'll also be speaking and addressing the crowd at the RNC. What would be the focus and message that you'd like to relay to delegates and, of course, viewers from all over the country tuning in?
For me, honestly, I think my speech is going to be focused on who President Trump really is. I think I have been given this great opportunity and voice, but most people don't know him, the man. And it's easy to change people's perspective when they hear someone who spends time with him. And I think that the people that are undecided need to hear who he really is. I think my journey with him is special. What he's done for me is special, and I'll speak to that.
Talk to me about the mood there in Milwaukee. There's a protest right now happening outside. We have Mike Carter, our correspondent, following that. But given what's happened here with this attempted assassination on Trump, but what's the feeling like? Give us an idea of from the people that you've spoken to and the Republicans that are there. Tell me how things have changed and what's the mood like heading into this today?
Well, I've just arrived last night with the president, so this is my first day on the ground. Everybody seems really just moved. I think we've had such a tremendous week, and with the legal news that came out today, people are ready to fight and just touched, realizing, I think, how big this movement is and how important this election is. So there's excitement, but also everyone is also jolted. I think we've had a serious American crisis this week, and people realize that their voices, what you say, the words you choose are incredibly important. So I know that's how I feel, and I'm grateful, like I said, to be here and be here with President Trump. I'm grateful that he's here.
All right. Well, we're thankful that you take the time, gave us a little preview of what we can expect this week. It's going to be an exciting one. Alina Habba, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.